Hey, what's up? This is the Leo Mystic. Welcome to the Inner Peace Forecast of the 18th until the 24th of March. A whole week of the stars bringing the heavens back to Earth, going with the flow, making the decisions that we can do according to the energies of the planets. Now, we are building up towards the spring equinox. Okay, equinox equal nights. What's funny is that we will have the moon in Libra, a full moon, like immediately when we start. This is high emotions, high intentions. We got Sun on Mars, well, kinda, it's on Aries. It's like go, 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 go. And then like the moon opposite it, which is like balance things, other people. The Sun is like me, 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 me. You know, I do my things. I have the courage. I step up. I think about myself. Well, I don't think. I just do. I do what I do. And I don't think about it. And then the moon is like, I don't know. You know, just we have to be in balance and just make sure that that everything is in harmony. And it's this tension between others and the self. And the self is getting some beating because it's on Chiron. Like it's going to be so weird. We're going to feel the wound. We're going to feel the wound about our self-image. We feel like we don't look so good. You know, we're taking care of ourselves. Venus is like, you know, in Libra. I mean, Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is in Aquarius, which is already like very distant and very like, you know, we have to think about the future here, and let's make sure we got things organized. So there is this organizatory aspect of it, but the Sun is like, oh my God, like I didn't know that stepping up would feel so awkward and just doing my own thing, and this wound of ourselves is going to be exposed. You know, and it's a whole new cycle of Chiron. So the new 56, 57 years, this is going to be it. And this is the spring equinox. I will show you the chart of itself. Is a whole new set for the whole new astrological year. So we're going to have to take this into account that we, for a whole year, it's going to be about balancing between ourselves and just not daring to step up for ourselves, but actually wanting to do it anyway, but feeling super awkward about it, and then thinking about others and keeping that in balance. But first, let's look at the week, Monday, where we have Mars trining Pluto and Saturn. And so, but you know, Mars is trying at Pluto and Saturn, which is saying steady action, you know, doing it the way we are accustomed to, and while at the same time getting, you know, change, but just keep moving steadily forward, manifest, and just keep digging, okay? And this is going to be an important analogy for the spring equinox. This is about, you know, digging where you are in the moment, getting into the dirt and doing the work, but not getting ahead, okay? Because Mars is squaring Venus. And so Mars is like, let's just dig and enjoy what we're digging down here. And this is beautiful. And we're doing the work and we're seeing the progress, okay? Which is Mars trining Pluto. We're seeing the progress, and actually, you know, it is challenging the status quo, yes, but it's according to the duty, and it's according to how everything has to go, and it's like, yes, but we're moving slowly, and the status quo is like, okay, we can move slowly, it's okay, but then it's squaring Venus, and so we're gonna start off this week with this moon in Leo, which is all about me and fun and truthful expression, squaring in a big T square with Venus in so opposite Venus in Uranus, which is like neutral objectivity. And let's think about the future here. Let's think about how to be progressive, and let's think about others and how we can gather them. And then squaring at Mars, which is like, can you integrate some neutral perspective in you being here? And what this T-square can do is that we can be either too egoistic or just completely distant ourselves from our own selves and from others, be too fixed in our viewpoints, in our, no, I know what the future is and I'm going to do it anyway. Just like being too, how you say that, like too stubborn. But it is actually asking like, oh, hey, can you also maybe, whilst you are thinking about the project and the future and you're integrating it step by step, can you have some fun? Can you actually enjoy it along the way? Can you bring in the heart? And this is also about relationships. Venus in Uranus is seeing the future. And it's like, squaring Mars in Taurus, do these relationships still make sense for what I'm doing right now? And is that going to, the hole that I'm digging right now, well, not the hole, I mean, like, let's just say that we're building a house, which is what Mars and Taurus likes to do. It's like just taking action. What are you doing? I don't know. I'm just digging a house, just building the foundation for the house here. And I think that the solution then, instead of like losing yourself in this is not the relationship, it's about that opposite point in Scorpio, which is about let's be real here. For a second, why is it that we're not having a good understanding here? Why is there this tension between you and I? And why can't we have fun? What is the truth? Expose the truth. Get deep. Maybe get some sex and just enjoy, because Scorpio is all about sex. And it's about shared values. What are our shared values? What are some things that we have in common? And what are some truths from you and me? And let's just keep being real about it. And that's how we can resolve this tension between this Venus and Mars. Square and square, opposite, Moon in Leo. That's how you're going to have fun. By getting and digging deep and just being truthful and real. Okay? And so, let's just see what I wrote down here as well. Okay, so we will then get into the spring equinox. And so this is like a preparation, right? This is a preparation for the new start. Because once the sun is in Aries, it's going to want to do. It's going to want to act. And I think what the sun on Chiron for a whole year, astrological year, is saying, yes, moon in Libra, bring balance in relationship. Think about others. And try to make it beautiful. But it's challenging this status quo, Pluto in Capricorn, it's changing whilst you're digging. And others are saying no. You just step up and you say, I'm going to fucking do it anyway. And you're going to look ridiculous. You're going to look ridiculous. Just before the sun goes into Aries in the spring equinox, the sun is in Pisces. And so Jupiter, expansion, positivity, let's go out and do it, is in Sagittarius of like, yes, we can find new territories, just go do it, it is okay, learn the lesson. And it's squaring Chiron in Aries, which is the wound about the self. So this is about, it's also squaring that sun in Pisces at that last degrees. So this is like, you being challenged to go, I don't know, like, hey, do you dare to run naked in that swimming pool? And there's like, and you only see like a little bit of the swimming pool, and you think there's only two people, and you're like, I'm fucking gonna do it anyway, like, and you run out, and then all of a sudden, you didn't know there's a competition going on of swimmers, and it's just a full stadium, and like you're standing there naked all of a sudden in the swimming pool. That's kind of like how Jupiter in Sagittarius is like, I can do it anyway, yes, let's do it. And then it's like that Chiron in Aries is like, oh, I just acted upon it, and I'm like, I'm naked here. And that's like that sun in Pisces in the swimming pool. It's like confused. Okay, so But okay, spring equinox, it's about just do. Integrate everything that feels painful, just do it anyway, but at the same time have that balance between egoistic action and think about some balance that you can bring into the mix. Okay, it's really important. Let's see, we also have got a mutable T-square also already happening right before the spring equinox between that Mercury retrograde, the Moon in Virgo, and Jupiter in Sagittarius. So, mutable square is about some lessons to be integrated right before you can change and make the change happen. And then Mercury retrograde squaring Jupiter, Jupiter is also squaring the Sun, is about the lessons that you learn. Can you surrender them to Source, right? And not get caught up too much in your own firm belief systems. And at the same time, the things that you can surrender to and just like be in relationship with Source and God. Moon in Virgo is about service, about doing the daily work. So the daily work can bring in some tension with the things that you would like to do. So it is about actually bringing into service what you surrender to God of your own belief systems, and bring that into daily service to others. But this is about blind belief systems, because this is a T-square. And so it just is about what you find on the internet, and then you're like, okay, I actually, this makes sense. And then, but you're not doing the work, like as in like the research. So that what I would say there on between Tuesday, right before the spring equinox, on the 21st, on the 20th, it's about do the research, just express what it is that you're having in terms of challenge, in terms of belief systems, in terms of like what you don't know or what you know. Just research, just do the work, just dig to the truth and what is happening right here, right now. So yeah, but we've got obviously a trine at that same very moment. And what I think right now is really important is to just do. Bring the service. Yes, remember that polarity point of Scorpio. Do you dare to dig deep and just be truthful? And do you dare to do the research in Gemini? But at the same time, we got Moon in Virgo, trining Mars in Taurus, trining Saturn. This is manifestation. You feel that you're doing the work. Do some research and be truthful, but just do the work and just daily tasks that you have. You've made your plan, you've made your structure, you know what your goals are, and then like just act upon them steadily. And this is just manifesting because you're like, hold on, I'm just, you're coloring in between the lines, and then you're like, you went out and you're like, you obviously have a gum. It's like, just fixing it a little bit and just like taking out the bad stuff. Okay, cool, and now we can perfect it. So, but just remember, whilst we are going into the spring equinox, okay, about the self, the lesson of the self, doing the action, courageously doing it anyway, taking that action, but at the same time experiencing a wound of like, oh my God, I'm in that, let's say, that swimming pool, and it's like, oh, it's just, it feels so weird to do the action. Be courageous. But we got Mercury still in retrograde, so it's like, it is going to miscommunicate anyway. Just before you do something, again, think about it. Reflect upon it before you make that decision. You're going to feel weird anyway. So it's not about yourself and not about your ego. It's just about, are you able to surrender truly to Source and to trust Source? That's what it is, Mercury in retrograde. So we have to be brave and act with peace and harmony in mind. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how we're gonna start off the whole week. It's not gonna be easy for sure. Just remember that moon is gonna come into squares, so it is gonna get a no. So it's not about manipulating. Where the moon is in Libra, it's gonna square Pluto, it's gonna square Saturn. This is like you're trying to bring balance, whilst you have done what you actually like feared of doing, but you did it anyway because you're like, oh, I know this is the thing I want to do, and you know, I have to do. I feel like I'm gonna do it anyway, but at the same time, you piss off society, you piss off other people, and so this is about Mars and Taurus gradually again changing it like steadily in your comfort zone, like changing it, and then society's gonna be like, is going to give some resistance, but when you do it gradually, you will make that change happen. But just remember, moon is going to go into Libra, last degrees of Libra. You're trying to bring balance, and then like all these people are going to give you some resistance, and you're going to want to try to manipulate, but don't manipulate, negotiate. This is how, you know, you just like communicate truly. What are the facts? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about what happened? What are the facts? Because you have a certain need that needs to be fulfilled. And what is the solution that you together can find? Okay? So I mean, if there's like a boss who is very needy and, you know, you're actually thinking about Venus in Aquarius, about the future, and about bringing back together people and creating a community, and you want to communicate something with that boss, it is about, listen, you know, we've been experiencing these things about you being needy. And you don't say needy, obviously, but like you express what the facts are. You know, we've had these things happen where, you know, you obviously have a bigger salary, or where you've been wanting us to work harder, but the facts are that these people are starting to become, you know, very tired, and what our need is in this, you know, is that we need some time to rest. We need some time to you know, to be at peace with ourselves. You know, and I think because of that, then we will be able to work more efficiently. And so at this moment, we feel tired and we feel kind of let down. Is there a way that we can, you know, get into a dialogue between you and us in the community? Because we need you as a leader and we love you as a leader, but you know, it's just too needy, and it's just too much. So the boss initially is going to give you some resistance. But if you just like keep adding value to the community and to the boss, and just keep negotiating, and then that moon is going to come into Scorpio. It is about deep, truthful expression. It is about just saying what you feel deep down inside and what he is feeling deep down inside, and just being very brutally honest about it. And that's just how we're going to resolve all of this. And it's going to feel awkward. You know, that sun on Chiron is just going to be like, I just look ridiculous here. But I know that this is for the higher truth. And to come into a relationship with Source, to communicate our deep spiritual truth. Mercury retrograde on Neptune. Okay. Go ahead and do what is courageously yours. Think about what you're communicating. Try to keep the balance. Be brutally honest. Know the facts. There you go. Much love. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let me know in the comments down below what you're going to do to prepare for the spring equinox. And I'll see you next time, next Monday, for the Inner Peace forecast, where we bring the heavens back to earth. Much love. Inner peace. The Leo Mystic.